Deontay Wilder versus Zhang in Saudi Arabia on June 1st. This is an absolute beauty. This matchup right here, this is what I'm into boxing for these type of matchups. You've got two giants getting into the ring to see who hits the hardest. I'm talking about two of the hardest hitting heavyweights in the world of boxing today. Both of these guys share a couple things in common. Starting with their height, both of these men are very tall. Deontay Wilder standing at 6'7" and Zhang standing at 6'6". And also, you got two heavyweights that are getting up there in age. With Zhang being the older of the two at the age of 41, and Deontay Wilder, the younger man, at the age of 38. Another thing that the Bronze Bomber and the Big Bang share in common is that they're both coming off losses. And both coming off losses to the same guy, Joseph Parker. Now, I don't like how a lot of you been out there trying to discredit my man Joseph Parker by saying that he only won or beat Deontay Wilder was because he was ring rusty from all that inactivity, or saying that he's damaged goods from those defeats he suffered to the hands of the Gypsy King. Now, all those things, although they might be true, maybe, right? You're gonna have to put some respect on my man Joseph Parker's name, because he went in there and did his thing against the Bronze Bomber. Joseph Parker was constantly moving. He was light on his feet, not being a steady target for Deontay Wilder. He wasn't just standing there. You know, he wasn't easy. He wasn't there to be hit. He was constantly moving his feet and bending at the knees, making it much more difficult for Deontay Wilder to land that right hand. So with that being said, just because Deontay Wilder looked like shit in his last fight versus Joseph Parker, that doesn't completely mean that Deontay Wilder is damaged goods. I just truly believe that Joseph Parker's defensive boxing skills are really that good. Now I want to pivot onto Zhang's performance versus Joseph Parker. So just by comparing and contrasting these two men's performances versus Joseph Parker, I'd have to go with Zhang, because although he lost the fight to Joe, he was able to do something that Deontay Wilder was not able to do, and that was to land some damaging punches on the Samoan, drop and hurt him. After that, though, after he dropped Joe Parker, Zhang just stopped his work rate around, let's say, halfway through the fight. He just stopped throwing punches. And now I don't know if this is whether because he gassed out, maybe because of his age. You know, he's got horrible stamina. Or could it just might be that Joseph Parker again has fantastic defensive skills? I really do believe that Joseph Parker is just that good. Because, in my opinion, both of these guys, Zhang and Deontay Wilder, are still elite competitors in the heavyweight division. So, what does that tell you about Joseph Parker making easy work out of these two guys? I also want to compare and contrast these two boxing skills. And when I mean boxing skills, I'm talking about the sweet science, the 1-2s, the footwork, you know, the artwork of playing chess in there versus playing checkers. And let's just say that Zhelei, the Big Bang Zhang, is the chess player, while Deontay Wilder is playing checkers. To break it down, Zhelei Zhang is definitely the better boxer of the two. When it comes to Deontay Wilder, he's never really been a skilled boxer per se. He's more of a dangerous fighter. Like he's always said it himself, his opponents have to be perfect for 12 rounds. Meanwhile, he only has to be perfect for 2 seconds. So for Deontay Wilder, his fighting style has always been about grit and the desire and his attitude. His style has always just been, you gotta want it. He's always just kind of depended on having heart and instinct and power instead of skill and boxing techniques. And so you have to ask yourself, when it comes to Deontay Wilder, does he still have that want, that desire, that grit? We'll see here soon, come June 1st. But another thought that comes to my mind is so Deontay Wilder just fought 6 months ago, on the Day of Reckoning card versus Joseph Parker, which is not that long ago. That seems to be the norm for most fighters. They'll fight they'll fight every 6 months. For example, like, Canelo Alvarez will fight Cinco de Mayo, and then he'll fight September 16th, 2 times a year, every 6 months. So Deontay Wilder recently has been pretty active since fighting Joseph Parker. So that must mean that there is still some desire in Deontay Wilder to get in there and box. Or could it just mean that the money that His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is been paying Deontay Wilder is just too good for Deontay Wilder to turn that down? Because Deontay Wilder could have easily retired with the money that he made from his last fight versus Joseph Parker, and plus all the money that he made in his fights before that, especially the trilogy with Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder could take that and easily just ride off into the sunset, no problem. But what if it's that Arab money? It's just too good to refuse, and Deontay Wilder is just in it for the money. I hope not. I hope that's not the case, because this is not something that you can half-ass do. You can't do a half-ass job in this, and when it comes to boxing, you gotta want to be there in order to be successful at it. But not to count Deontay Wilder out, I believe he does have a chance of getting the win over Zhelei Zhang, especially when it comes to the later rounds where Zhang starts to slow down, he gasses out. Zhelei Zhang does become, well, not only does he become, but he is very much more stationary he stands still. He stays in one spot way more than Joseph Parker does. So that's why I think that Deontay Wilder does stand a chance to beat Zhelei Zhang. But from my estimations and calculations of Deontay Wilder's last performance, he's been degressing instead of progressing in boxing since leaving Mark Breland. So, my prediction, I think that Deontay Wilder will make the mistake or a fatal mistake before Zhang does. So I got Zhang getting the knockout, knocking out Deontay Wilder in the 7th round. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, which way you guys are going, your predictions. You got Zhang, you got the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And with that, this has been your Pollo Dog Boxing in the Mouth. This bit.